Good morning, gang. Sean here. Welcome to the channel. This morning, it's just after 8 o'clock in the morning on a Friday. Beautiful fall day. And we are out here because we've got some work to be done today. Elise will be along later on today after she's done teaching. Got here early this morning and didn't even get started videoing because there was already the porta potty being delivered. So now we have a washroom again on site. In a little bit of a rush first thing this morning because first thing we got to do is get the tractor out because today is 50-hour service day. So bear with me while I get it out and then we'll go from there. Alright, so this morning we're doing the 50-hour service on the Kubota. I have the Kubota B2601. It's been a phenomenal tractor. Small enough that I can get around the lot, get through the trees, do what I've got to do. Powerful enough that it so far has done pretty much everything I've wanted. I've trenched for the hydro, I've hauled logs, you know, I use the pallet forks all the time. It's been a great tractor. One of the requirements is a 50-hour service. So I always do the 10-hour service, which is greasing all the fittings and stuff. But this morning I have the people from Hartington Equipment out. They're coming out. They should be here actually any moment. And they're going to do the 50-hour service. And then when that's done, we're going to get to work cutting some trees down and getting the rest of the lot cleared up and ready to go. So stick around and we'll see what happens. So we just got the 50-hour service done on the Kubota, so that is good. They basically changed the oil filter, the hydrostat filter, check all the fluids, all that sort of stuff. So all that stuff has been done. The tractor's all ready to go again. And now I'm going to get to work at cutting the last few trees down here. So we have only a couple here that are left in the actual building envelope area. There's a couple that will remain standing because they might be just a bit too big for my skill level, so we'll see. And if so, I'm going to have an arborist come out next week and get them down. So I'm going to get to work. I'm going to stop videoing for right now because Lisa is coming out later. And I want to make sure that I've got enough battery to actually prove that she exists. So anyways, let's get to work. Okay, gang, I just got done cutting down a bunch more trees and getting some piles here all stacked up. But then look who just happened to show up. It's actually Lisa.
And the porta potty's here
and
too.
The porta potty. Yay.
Which is essential for me being out here, actually.
It's really just for Lisa. So I'm actually going to hand the camera off to Lisa and let her take you on a bit of a tour of the build site because we haven't done that yet, and that probably is pretty interesting to get an idea of where we're actually building our home. So I am just going to pass this off to her and go back to work.
So our property has just been staked out for the second time. The surveyors came and staked it out the first time, and it was about 20 feet over in that direction. And we really didn't like the way it was sitting on the lot. It wasn't how we had imagined it. It's not how we envisioned it when we were living in the trailer and when we would walk out and say, okay, we're standing in our living room now. It ended up not lining up. So the surveyors have been out for the second time, and now we are happier with where it is, and this is where it's going to stay. So right here where you see all of those stakes will be our front door. We don't know exactly how, because there's a lot of stakes there. Our garage is to this side, so you will drive in straight here. See those big beautiful trees right there? So heartbreaking that those need to come down. And that is because we need to be 40 meters back from the water, and our deck needs to be 40 meters back from the water. So it's sometimes a little bit frustrating that, you know, you wish they could come out and do site-specific things so that they could look and see that if we moved our house to the 40-meter mark and they allowed our deck within that 30 to 40-meter zone, we would be able to keep these big, beautiful maples and not have to cut them down and not have to cut any other trees down, because there actually aren't any trees that close to the water. So anyways, we will head in this way. So garage to that side, heading in the front door. Our foyer, I think, is where I'm standing right now. And then this area here is our great room, which will be all kitchen and living room over to there. So if I'm standing about here, this will be our view from our dining room. Probably a little higher. And over here will be our view from our living room. And down there in that area will be the screened-in porch. Maybe I'm moving this camera too fast and you're getting dizzy. I'm new to this. Down at the other end of the house, that way, is the master bedroom and ensuite, laundry room and mudroom. And then we have half of the place has an upstairs. So there's 2 bedrooms and a bathroom upstairs, along with a little lounge and office area. So that's basically our site. So Sean's been cutting and cutting and cutting, and I've been moving branches and logs and burning non-stop, which is going to happen here very shortly. But there's a few trees left that we're not super comfortable with Sean cutting down on his own. So obviously those ones there, and this one here, which is very close to the trailer, they're just a little too much for us, but everything else has been cut down and cleared and wood chipped and burnt by us. And that's it for the tour. So I was going to end the tour there, but I think I'd like to show the view from the master and the ensuite. And we also have an upper deck above the master and the ensuite off of the 2nd level. So from here, I don't even know where I am right now. I think I'm in the hallway, actually. And where all these trees are, I think that's where our bed's going to go. So, yeah, I'm standing on top of these trees. That will be the view from the master. And then way up tall is the view from the upper deck, which is off of the guest rooms. So kind of sweet. And then down here, this is our ensuite. Hot tub will go somewhere out there. And that's the view from the ensuite. There'll be a deck that wraps around or goes along the whole front of the house, back of the house. That's a debate. Some people say front. But where all the windows are and where the sliding doors are and where we walk out and onto the deck and the view. And that really is it. So I wasn't here when the porta potty was delivered, clearly, because I would have never put it right at the entrance to our driveway. So hopefully Sean and I will get that moved and put it over behind the shed over there, so that it is tucked away and hidden from view, but yet close enough that if we come in the winter to skate in the bay, we have it pretty accessible, but also you're not seeing a big orange porta potty when you drive onto our property. There's already enough orange.
All right, now that she actually proved that she exists, she's going to give me a hand and we are going to put the snowplow on our side-by-side. So we have the Honda Pioneer 700-4 because it's a -4 because it has a dump box, but those are also seats that fold up in the back. So we've just got it kind of in work mode right now. But this is what we're going to use to snowplow the driveway, that and the Kubota, but this will be the primary snowplow vehicle. So it's actually a pretty easy, usually, system to get it on. It's a click and go system, but we're going to just put that on. So just thought we'd show you how that works. So there's basically just a foot pedal release that opens up a set of jaws underneath, and it just clicks into 2 posts, and then you hook up the winch cable. Like any other couple, it gets a little frustrating sometimes trying to put things together, and Lisa's holding the camera. So my darling, could you please put the camera down so you can help me? Genius. Yeah, it actually drove right on there perfectly. So check this out again. All right.
So how, do you have to do it manually now without that?
No, I'll just go to the
winch?
truck and
Get the remote?
get the remote for now.
Okay.
Yeah. And lift it up and we're all hooked up and ready for snow. As sad as that is. All right, I'll be back. Okay guys, we got the snowplow on the Pioneer. I'm just gonna show you just so that you get an idea of what it is. It literally, I just had to move it down to some more level space. If you see right there, it's just a pin on this side and a pin on the other, and 2 quick clicks. That's all there is to it. You line that up, and then you mount the winch cable to it, and you are in business to plow snow.
And where's this going? Where can I
So
put it?
I think we're gonna put this in the sea can.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't had it in there yet, so we'll see how that works, but we'll see what happens. So I think what we've decided for now is, instead of having the side-by-side outside in the snow all the time and having to clean it off and get it ready, what we've decided for the time being is we're going to put the, you gotta back it in, honey. We're going to put the side-by-side in the sea can so that when it snows, all I have to do is come, open the doors, jump in, and start plowing. And then for the time being, we're going to actually leave the B2601, the Kubota, outside here, and we're going to cover it, and we're going to plug the block heater in. I checked with the service guy this morning. He said that was totally acceptable and good idea. So that's what we're going to do for this first season, and then by next year we'll have a place to put it, obviously. So we're trying to put it in here for the first time, so let's keep our fingers crossed.
Okay, so Sean put these 2 boards here, so that means that he's backing it into the shipping container.
Right there.
And hang on. Gotta move this one out a bit. All right.
In line though?
Yep, now you are, yep.